In the brutal winter of 1834, something unexplainable happened in rural Ohio. At the Sacred Heart Convent, nestled among 47 snowbound acres, 12 nuns died within just 48 hours. No disease, no injuries, no poison, no signs of struggle. Each one was found peacefully in bed, hands folded in prayer, eyes closed, and smiling. The youngest was only 23, the eldest, 47, and not a single one of them showed even a trace of suffering. The local doctor, Samuel Hartwell, a skeptic and man of science, examined all 12. His conclusion? They were all perfectly healthy, and yet utterly, inexplicably dead. For nearly 2 centuries, the Catholic Church locked away the truth. But now, rediscovered journals, buried testimonies, and a forgotten box beneath the floorboards of the old convent have brought this secret back into the light. What you're about to hear is not for the faint of heart. This channel dares to go where others fear to tread. If you're ready to uncover the darkest corners of forgotten history, hit that subscribe button and let us know what city or state you're listening from. We tell the stories they tried to erase. Chapter 1. The Calm Before the Cold. The Sacred Heart Convent was built in 1821 by the Sisters of Mercy, a quiet, devout order of Catholic nuns serving the Irish and German immigrant population in southeastern Ohio. Surrounded by forest and farmland, the convent was 12 miles from the nearest town, Millbrook. Led by the compassionate but strict Mother Superior Catherine Brennan, 17 nuns lived a life of prayer, work, and spiritual discipline. Their days were filled with teaching, farming, sewing, and worship. Life was hard, but peaceful. Until that January. Chapter 2, The First Death. On January 15, 1834, the convent's recorder, Sister Mary Agnes, noted something unusual. Sister Mary Catherine, the youngest nun, did not come to morning prayer. Mother Superior found her in bed, rosary in hand, a faint smile on her lips, looking as though she had simply chosen to leave the world behind. Dr. Hartwell was called from Millbrook. His journey through the snow took hours. His findings? Chilling. The body is warm. Limbs relaxed. No sign of trauma or illness. Her heart is strong. Her lungs are clear. I find no cause for her death. And yet, she was gone. Chapter 3. It begins again. On January 17th, the sisters held a funeral in the snow-covered cemetery behind the convent. Sister Mary Agnes recorded a disturbing comment. She smiled in death. She looked peaceful. Too peaceful. Sister Mary Elizabeth whispered that she envied her. The next day, Sister Mary Elizabeth, the convent's herbalist, was found dead, in the same exact way. Same position. Same expression. Same mystery. Dr. Hartwell returned, furious and bewildered. These women are not dying. They are surrendering. I have never seen such a thing in all my years of practice. Chapter 4, Something in the Air. Mother Superior led emergency prayers. The nuns fasted, but Sister Mary Agnes's journal changed. Her handwriting, once perfect, grew erratic. The air feels heavy. The silence after prayers feels loud. The house listens and waits. More deaths followed. Sister Mary Margaret, the convent's treasurer, was next. Then 2 more. Then 4. Then 5. Each one died peacefully, willingly, as if called by something beyond the veil. Chapter 5, The Final Words. By January 19, 12 nuns were dead. 5 remained, trapped in a house of prayer that had become a tomb. Sister Mary Agnes's final journal entry, found nearly 90 years later beneath the floorboards, read, "They hear it in the silence. They see it in the snow. The smiling ones are waiting. I do not think we are alone anymore." And with that, the record ends. What was it? Was it mass hysteria brought on by isolation and religious devotion? Or was something else at work? Something they welcomed. Something they believed was holy, but wasn't. The Catholic Church sealed the record soon after. Dr. Hartwell died in 1842, still unable to explain what he saw. But the truth has a way of resurfacing. And now, you know what they tried to hide. If you've made it this far, you're one of the few. Let me know in the comments. Do you believe they were chosen or cursed? Subscribe for more forbidden stories buried by time. And remember, sometimes the most terrifying things are not what we see, but what waits behind a smile. Would you like a chilling, and gripping narration-style rewrite of your story continuation? crafted specifically for YouTube horror storytelling, maintaining suspense, emotional power, and unsettling atmosphere throughout. This version enhances pacing, adds natural pauses, and ends with a haunting hook to keep viewers wanting more. Part 2. The Last Sister, What Happened at Sacred Heart Convent. The convent's routine never stopped, but everything felt wrong. Yes, the sisters still rose at 4 a.m. for matins. Yes, they still tended to their duties. But now, their prayers echoed like whispers in an empty house. Their footsteps moved like shadows. Their hands worked like machines. It was as if they were sleepwalking through their lives, or slowly preparing to leave them behind. Chapter 6. Visions of the Departed. The most unsettling change wasn't what the sisters did, but what they said. Sister Mary Agnes began recording conversations that sent chills through her pen. Sister Mary Magdalene, once the most cheerful of them all, had started speaking of visions. "They come during prayer," she whispered. "I see the others in a field of golden light. They smile, they beckon, and it's beautiful." When Agnes asked for details, Magdalene only shook her head. "It's too beautiful for words." Outside, the snow kept falling, deeper, colder, heavier. The convent was now completely cut off, a silent island trapped in ice. Even Mother Superior Brennan, stoic and strong, began to change. She spoke more frequently of God's will, and one night she said something that turned Agnes cold. Perhaps they weren't taken. Perhaps they were called. Some souls are too pure for this world, child. Maybe God wants them home. Chapter 7. The Missing Bell. From the nearby farm, Mrs. Elizabeth Hoffman noticed something strange. For 3 nights straight, the bell tower at Sacred Heart remained silent. No evening prayers, no chiming through the snow. Her husband Hans tried to reach the convent, but the snow was too deep. He saw no smoke, no lights, no movement. "It's like the place is holding its breath," he muttered. He had no idea how right he was. Chapter 8. The accountant's farewell. On January 21st, 4 days after the first death, another sister was found in her bed. Mary Margaret, the convent's treasurer. Her books were balanced, her ledgers closed. On her desk sat a note in her elegant script. "All earthly debts settled. The final accounting awaits." Chapter 9. The Doctor Returns. Dr. Hartwell came once again, risking life through snow and cold. But the convent he entered was no longer the place he remembered. He saw pale, faded faces, sisters moving like phantoms, smiling at nothing, listening to someone. When he asked about their health, they replied with cryptic words, "We are blessed. We are chosen. It's almost time." They were no longer afraid of death. They were waiting for it. Chapter 10. Soon, Sister Mary Agnes's journal grew increasingly frantic. She wrote, "They look at me with pity, as if I'm the one who is lost, as if they've seen something I can't see and never will." The temperatures dropped to 20 below. Water froze in buckets. The woodpile dwindled. But the sisters didn't care. They were no longer trying to survive. They were preparing to leave. That night, on January 22nd, Mother Superior held a special prayer. The sisters gathered in the chapel, and something changed. Agnes wrote, "Their hymns no longer sounded human. I was afraid to listen too closely. There was something in their voices that called to me, that wanted me to join." The next morning, Mary Magdalene, the one who saw visions, was dead. Peaceful, smiling. A note in her hand. It read, "Soon." Chapter 11. The Hidden Chamber. Dr. Hartwell, desperate for answers, searched the convent's basement, and behind a false wall, he found it. A secret chamber. Inside, 13 wooden crosses, each with a sister's name. A stone altar. 3 crosses, Mary Catherine, Elizabeth Margaret, already laid flat. The other 10 stood in a circle surrounding one larger cross, one that read, "Mother Superior Catherine Brennan." He wrote, "This is not illness, not contagion. This is ritual." When he confronted Mother Brennan, she didn't deny it. She simply smiled. "God's will cannot be hidden forever, Doctor. What must be will be." Chapter 12. They were not alone. Sister Agnes tried to resist the growing madness, but her journal tells another story. They watch the cemetery. They speak of the calling. They take turns at the window, waiting. On January 24th, unable to sleep, Agnes walked the halls. She heard voices from the chapel. She opened the door, and what she saw shattered everything. The dead sisters were back. Mary Catherine, Elizabeth, Margaret, standing among the living, glowing, praying. They were not ghosts, she wrote. They were too real, too solid. The dead touched the living, forehead, hand, heart, and with each touch, peace spread across their faces. The Mother Superior stepped forward. Soon, she said, we will all be free. Agnes ran, locked her door, and wrote until the ink ran dry. They are not dying. They are being transformed. They are waiting for me. The final morning, January 25th. Silence. Agnes awoke to a world emptied. 12 sisters, all dead, each holding a rosary and a note. One word, complete. Dr. Hartwell found Agnes in the chapel, catatonic, staring at the altar. She whispered, they're still here, behind you, waiting for me. She held a paper in her hand, a single word written on it, soon. Hartwell documented everything. He found that the final 12 had died at the exact same moment. Their faces weren't just peaceful, they were exalted. He wrote, it was as if they had tasted a joy too great for this world. But when he returned to the basement, the crosses had shifted. All 12 new names plus Mother Superiors now lay flat on the altar. Only one cross still stood. Mary Agnes, the final sister. The ritual was not over. And then she spoke again. They call to me now, every moment. Their voices are so beautiful. I am the last. The circle is almost complete. One day soon, I will be the last. Epilogue. The circle awaits. What happened in Sacred Heart Convent in the winter of 1834 was never explained. The Catholic Church sealed the records. But this journal, Agnes's journal, was found nearly a century later beneath the floorboards, and its final page was left blank, except for 2 words, written in a trembling hand. I'm ready. If this story gripped you, share, and subscribe to stay with us as we uncover more forgotten horrors from history. Comment below. Do you believe the sisters were blessed, or was this something far darker? Until next time, keep your lights low, your heart steady, and remember, some prayers are better left unanswered. Would you like me to now write an intro script for your voiceover, create a thumbnail prompt, suggest background